to our channel.
2 people today. Bing. That was a surprise. I didn't even know that was going to happen. Okay, family, we are on page 115. We're doing arc length and sector area today. And it is a continuation of what we took a quiz on last time, which is converting degrees to radians. So today we're doing length and area, which means that we're going to rely on formulas, but the one extra step that we might have to take is to change all of our degree measures to radian measures. So on page 115, in this little graphic, it shows you what's the arc length and what's the area. So the sector area is the pizza, the slice of the pizza. It's what's gray here. Then your arc length would be the pizza crust. So half of the problems are going to have you find the length of the crust, and then half of the problems are going to have you find the area of the pizza, the slice of pizza. So our formulas are here. Where they have theta, they want you to use radians, and that's what this little box or this line at the bottom of the box is saying. If theta is in degrees, you got to convert it to radians first. What else is in this formula? Okay, arc length, for some reason, the abbreviation is S. I don't know what that's about. S equals radius. Remember, radius is that length from the center to the circle. So just our radius multiplied by our angle measure. The one for area is a little bit more involved. We've got to do 1/2 radius squared angle measure. But we're going to be just fine, right? Okay, we're going to number 1. Find the arc length. We are doing, it says find the approximate, just kidding. It says find the exact and the approximate. We're just going to do the approximate. So we are going to round everything to the nearest tenth, and that's what your quiz, your Canvas quiz will also have you do. So we're finding S on all of these first ones. So S equals, well, I'm supposed to take my radius, which is 9. Why are you yelling? So sorry. Let me get a grip on my document viewer. My zoom out button is busted, just so you guys know. Okay, radius 9. Yes? Okay. But this is in stinking degrees. So we're going to take theta. I'm going to write this in pencil. Theta. We're going to say theta equals 240 multiplied by pi over 180. Because if we're using radians, it has to have pi in our angle measure. Now, when you go to put this in Desmos, you cannot include the pi. It will not give you the fraction if you put pi in. I said this last class period, and then somebody said, my calculator doesn't have the button to make it the fraction, and it's because he was putting pi in it. So we just need to type in 240 over 180, and then hit the fraction button here to change it to the ratio. So 4 over 3. So back on our paper, theta is 4 over 3 with a pi in the top. So 4 pi over 3. Okay, now this time, when we go to Desmos, we can and should plug in the pi because we have to get an actual value. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to type in 9 times backslash 4. The pi button is Mine's next to my keypad. And I'm gonna arrow down, hit 3, and then we're gonna round this to 1 decimal place. So I have the number that we're using. Where'd it go? This 9 we use to round up or stay the same. So we're gonna round up to 37.7. Our final answer here is 37.7. So the length of that arc length, so let me highlight it. This big old long crust, that's a ginormous crust, is 37.7 centimeters. Canvas won't have you type in the units, you would just type in 37.7. Are you okay so far? Okay, next one, our arc length is much smaller. It's just this one. And you can tell which part of the circle it is because the little angle opens up. So the arc matches the little arrow for the angle. This time we don't have to do any converting. So S is going to be our radius. Where am I getting that? This formula right here. S is radius. So that's this measurement that they give me on my circle, 5, times my angle measure, and we're already in radians, so we don't have to convert anything. 5 times 5 pi over 6. So I think Raul's getting 13.1. I'm going to double check. 5 pi 6. Yes, 13.1, and he has rounded correctly. So that is 13.1 miles. Okay, and then our last one is a little baby one. It's a little baby arc. So that's going to be this guy. So it matches your little arrow for the angle. Oh, let's move it so that you can see. This one we have to convert theta because theta is 75 degrees. But we need a pi in this, so we're going to multiply it by pi over 180. In this case, we don't include the pi when we plug it into Desmos. So we're going to do just 75 over 180. Let Desmos do the simplifying for us, so 5 over 12. So 5 pi over 12. Okay, now we need to take that and plug it into our formula for S. So our radius is 7 inches. Our angle measure is 5 pi over 12. So you guys plug that in to verify that you can round right. We'll check in just 1 second. There's pi out on this calculator. Okay, I got 9.2. How about you guys? Great. Okay, now remember, this is arc length. It's the length of the crust. We don't have to put units in Canvas. Now what we're going to transition to is the size of the pizza. So everything in the section or the sector. So what I have colored in gray is considered the sector. This formula is a little bit more involved. We got 1/2, we got r squared, we got theta. And unfortunately, we got to convert theta of 135 to radians. So you guys practice that. I think it's 3 pi over 4. Yeah. Is that what you guys are getting? So area is 1/2. You can use 0.5 if you want to. Times radius is 20 squared, because this is area, times 3 pi over 4. And I'm just going to plug it into Desmos exactly like that, even though it's not pretty. So I'll go over to Desmos. I'm going to type in 1/2, arrow over, times, and I'm actually going to hit the times button. 20 squared times \5, not 5, 3 pi over 4. That's ginormous. 471.2. It's in the formula. So the formula this time is slightly different. And then the units would be centimeters squared, because it's area. But you don't have to put that in to Canvas. Did anybody do it for themselves and get the same as me? Okay. Okay, this time we have a big sector area. He's like more than half of the circle. We got to convert his degrees to radians. I think it's 4 over 3. Yeah. Okay. So area is 1/2. That's from the formula. R squared. Our R is this other number, which is 11. And then multiply by our radian measure. So I already forgot. 4 pi over 3. You don't have to put the parentheses on there. I don't even know why I put the parentheses on there. So you guys type it in this time so that you can double check your rounding and that you actually know how to type it in. About 10. Okay, I got 253.4. Great. Okay, you guys try all of 6. So you try all of 6 without me. You do have to convert 75 degrees to theta. So go all the way. Go like approximately 20-ish. Oh. I got 41.9. What'd you get? Did you guys get the same thing? Yeah. And I cheated because we already converted this one up on number 3. So I just stole it. In the Canvas quiz, that happens a couple of times where you convert it for another problem and then use it on the one you're on. So if you show work, it'll probably make things slightly faster for you. Okay, last one is a real world problem. But in Canvas, the one that they give you, this is like extended. Like it's a box like this. It's not just the sector. So you may want to draw that in to remind yourself that on the very last problem in Canvas, they're going to give you a square, and you're going to need to remember that all you need to focus on is the sector. So what I mean by that is this little quarter circle. So in this problem, it is a baseball field. They want us to find the area of the field and then the length of the fence that's at the end of the field. So area of the field would be our shaded in area. Length of the fence would be this arc. So fence, do they give us a measure? Oh, it's 90 degrees. That's a 90-degree angle. So let's change 90 degrees to its radian measure. Or I could still it from here. 90 degrees is the same thing as pi over 2. And then I'm going to remind myself what the length formula is. It's just radius times my angle. So radius here is 200. Theta is pi over 2. So that's going to be 314 something. I believe that's 314.2 feet, just feet. It's a pretty long fence. Now we want the area of the field, and remember, our formula for area is different. It's 1/2 r squared theta. So 1/2 r squared was 200. Theta was pi over 2. I feel like that's going to be a ginormous number. 31415.9. 31,415.9 feet squared. Is that what you guys got? Yep. Okay, so your quiz is 6 arc lengths, and then it changes to 6 sector areas, and then your last problem, lucky number 13, looks like this. Easy, yeah? Okay, I'll upload this and then publish your quiz.